and he will make his 11th start of the year for Jersey Shore. He's been fantastic, and in his last 5 starts, 2 earned runs in 27 and a third with 44 strikeouts. Connor Norby to lead it off for Aberdeen, 7:06 our first pitch time. High Red Sox for Ben Brown, and we're underway. A fastball fouled back into the screen, and the count is 0-1. 67 degrees, wind is strong and blowing out towards right field. That'll help all the lefties tonight, but not just them. Fastball low, and the count is 1-0. Because we said kind of the same thing last night, although I think the wind is a little stronger this evening.
Yeah, definitely.
But last night, John Rhodes, a right-handed hitter for Aberdeen, got one up into the wind and it carried down for a 3-run homer. That one way outside. 2 balls a strike on Connor Norby, at 250 with 7 homers and 17 runs batted in. 5'10", 21 years old. From, actually 22, just turned 22, from Brooklyn Park, Minnesota. Played at East Carolina. And Brown in the line, the 2-1 is popped up. Right side of the infield. Stewart backing up. Valoria going over into foul ground. Stewart, the wind just blows it way out there, and Stewart can't get it, and that'll be a no play. I mean, right off the bat, it took 4 pitches, Tony, and we've seen a lot of an impact there with the wind. I mean, that off the bat looked like it was going to be a routine pop to the right side of the infield, and it carried about, 50 feet beyond first, or maybe more than that, 75 feet beyond the back of the infield dirt and all the way down to the bullpen.
It started out in fair territory.
Absolutely. 2-2 the count, and a breaking ball driven foul to the right field line of the count, 2-2. Colton Cowser is on deck. So Brown making his 3rd start against Aberdeen this season. Of course, the first was on opening night, gave up 1 run in 2 innings. Slider and tip foul at home plate, still 2-2. And then he faced them again on April 29th down there. 3 runs in 5 innings, took the loss. So his 3rd game against the first place IronBirds, managed by Roberto Mercado in his first season. And they'll be in the playoffs. The SAL Northern Division first half champ. Fastball fouled off. Now on the right field line of the count, still 2-2 on Connor Norby. Defensively for Jersey Shore, it's Jared Carr, Johan Rojas, and Ethan Wilson left to right in the outfield. Frelin Mignetti at 3rd. Casey Martin at short. Check swing, high fastball, he didn't go. Ellison wants an appeal, but he didn't swing. 3-2. Uziel Valoria is the second baseman. DJ Stewart's at first. And Carl Ellison, as we mentioned, doing the catching tonight. So 8th pitch of the at-bat to Norby. Fastball, bounce foul again. 3rd base out, and the count still full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. So it's Aberdeen and Jersey Shore. This is, I guess, technically it's the 5th game, but essentially the 6th game of this series. If you remember back on Tuesday, here's the 3-2. Check swing and a miss. Got him on the slider, so a good at-bat, and that goes to Ben Brown. He picks up the strikeout, and we're underway here in Lakewood. But Tuesday night, the teams finished a game that had been suspended in Aberdeen on May 1st. So all the stats and the results of that game get officially recorded as having occurred on May 1st, although obviously we saw them here play 6 innings on Tuesday. Bookloss won that game and then lost the nightcap. Here's left-handed hitting Colton Cowser, the center fielder. He shows bunt and takes it for a strike. 0-1. Frelin Mignetti behind the bag at 3rd. Cowser could bunt again. Mignetti behind the bag and about 25 feet off the line. So we'll see. He does not square, and he takes inside of the count. 1 ball and 1 strike on Cowser, who was the 5th overall pick in 2021. 255 on the year, 3 homers, 20 RBI. Out of Sam Houston State. And this one driven high and deep out in the right field. Wilson back in the right center, looks up at the wall, it's gone. A line drive out of the berm for Colton Cowser, his 4th home run of the year. And it's quickly Aberdeen 1, Jersey Shore 0. That got out of here in a hurry.
Yeah.
And for Cowser, home run number 4.
Yeah, really didn't give the wind a chance to have any effect. It was just a low line drive that cleared the 8-foot-high padded wall and the chain link fence and lands on the berm in deep right center.
Here's Kobe Mayo, 242, 11 homers, 39 RBIs. 6 of his 11 home runs have come against the Blue Claws. Fastball inside corner, a strike. Lane Cullifer for the plate umpire. Adam Clark is the base umpire. In fact, Mayo's first home run came in the top of the first inning on opening night, his first at bat of the year. He hits this one a mile high. Started at the mound. Now the wind blows it down into foul ground, actually just in fair ground. 2/3 of the way up the first base line for DJ Stewart, and he easily makes the catch, 2 men away. So 2 down for T.T. Bowens, the first baseman. He's at 273, 3 homers, 21 runs batted in. So Cowser really smoked that ball. And you're right, that was not wind aided.
Yeah, right.
It got out of here so quickly the wind didn't have a chance to do anything. Fastball down and outside. Bowens, a right-handed batter out of Central Connecticut State.
For Cowser, his 6th career home run, and this is 2nd professional season.
So 1-0 Aberdeen early on. Swing and a miss, a fastball. And the count 1 ball and 1 strike. Brown has allowed now 7 home runs this year, and this is his 11th start. Gave up a home run now in 3 straight games. Fastball on the inside corner, and the count is 1-2.
Yeah, pitched a great game against Hudson Valley last week. Gave up 1 home run.
Yeah,
and it cost him the game.
A 1-0 loss. Fastball got him looking. Strike 3 on the inside corner. So Ben Brown strikes out 2 in the first inning, and now has to get checked by the umpire. 1 run, 1 hit, and nobody left. Solo homer by Colton Cowser. 1-0 Aberdeen, bottom of the first on BlueCross.com and MILB TV. Peter Van Loon on the mound for Aberdeen. He's been one of the best pitchers in the Sally League this year. And here's the Blue Claws lineup to face him. Jared Carr leads off in left, then Ethan Wilson in right, and Johan Rojas in center. DJ Stewart's at first base, bats 4th, then Carlos De La Cruz the DH. Casey Martin's at short, he'll bat 6th. Then it's Fralin Mignetti at 3rd. Carl Ellison is catching, he bats 8th, and hitting 9th and 2nd is C.L. Villarian. Here's Jared Carr at 199, a homer and 7 RBIs. First pitch by Van Loon, a strike. Check that low, 1-0. Lineup brought to you by RWJ Barnabas Health, Community Medical Center in Toms River, Monmouth Medical Center in Long Branch, and Monmouth Medical Center Southern Campus right here in Lakewood. They're proud to be the official healthcare provider of the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. 1-0 to Carr, fouled off. To learn more about what RWJ Barnabas Health can do for you, visit rwjbh.org.
Well, Carr, who likes to take a big swing, would like to get a ball up in the air and that jet stream blowing out to right.
Pulls this one to the ground, foul down first, 1-2. His home run came in Bowling Green early in the year, or early in May.
That's early in the year.
I think it was in the 90s that week, compared to today where it's 64 here in June. Bouncer foul behind the plate of the count, 1-2.
I mean, weather-wise, it was in the mid-50s in New England today.
Well, when I was walking, it's a Margaritaville night.
Yeah.
So I was walking around the stadium before. There's a live band in the sandbar. There's the 1-2 pitch, and it's fouled back. And I saw like 3 or 4 people wearing winter hats.
Right.
One woman had like an inflatable parrot that all the Jimmy Buffett parrot heads bring to all the concerts to dance with, and she had a winter hat on with her parrot. Here's a chopper to first for Bowens, an easy play. Touches up with his right foot, 1 away. So Carr retired, and here's the right fielder for Jersey Shore, and that is Ethan Wilson. Peter Van Loon, a 23-year-old from Pleasanton, California, went to UC Irvine, 16th round pick last year. He's 6-0 in 12 games. This is his 6th start. 39 innings, 39 hits, 13 walks, 49 strikeouts, and that is in there for a strike. And the count is 0-1. Wilson bats from the left side, and he's out in front of a changeup, 0-2. So he's another one like Jared Carr that just wants to get one up in the wind tonight and let the wind do its work. 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, chased a high fastball, strike 3, 2 down. So Peter Van Loon with a couple of quick outs, and that'll bring to the plate Johan Rojas, the center fielder. Johan had 233, 2 home runs, 20 RBIs. Aberdeen 1-0 on the Colton Cowser first inning home run. Creeping into third is Kobe Mayo to guard against the bunt. Rojas bunted for a hit earlier this week, and Van Loon misses outside of the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Van Loon, one of 6 players in the Southern League with 6 wins. 4 scoreless, 7 strikeouts last time against Brooklyn on Sunday. Popped up in a shallow right. The wind pushes it out to medium depth right field, I guess, for Billy Cook, who makes a one-handed grab, and that retires the side. An easy 1-2-3 opening frame for Peter Van Loon. We go to the second inning, 1-0 IronBirds on BlueClaws.com and MILB TV. Tonight's Blue Claws Charities community partner of the game, Kids Need More. And we're joined by Tom Kimmins. 1-0 Aberdeen as we start the second. Billy Cook, Daryl Hernandez, and Ramon Rodriguez, 5-6-7 against the Jersey Shore right-hander, Ben Brown. Tom, welcome. How are you?
I'm doing great, thanks. It's a good night at the ballpark.
Absolutely. Billy Cook at 179, 4 homers, 24 ribbies. He'll lead it off for Aberdeen. And Tom, after this first pitch, tell us a little bit about Kids Need More. And Brown into the line. His opening offering of the second swung on and missed, 0-1.
So Kids Need More is a Long Island-based organization dedicated to helping children with life-threatening illnesses. And
here's the 0-1. That is on the outside corner, called strike, 0-2.
And for creating events for their families and for their siblings to get away from what they're going through.
No balls, 2 strikes here on Cook. Brown, 2 strikeouts so far, and that one fouled back into the screen of the count, still 0-2. So what kinds of programs do they offer?
Well, their big program is a sleepaway camp in August out in Long Island, where the kids can go for a full week. Parents get some time off from the caretaking.
0-2 on Cook, the pitch, breaking ball low.
And here in New Jersey, we have a big holiday bus each year where we go around with Santa and we go to the kids' houses and just give them a nice experience of meeting up with Santa.
So how many kids at any given time are kind of supported by the organization? That one bounced in there by Brown, 2-2.
In Long Island, there's hundreds of kids who are helped out by the organization. Here in New Jersey, we are slowly growing. We've probably got 2 to 3 dozen right now. Always looking for more if there's folks out there.
So how can they find out more information? Another 2-2, and it's again fouled off.
They can go to our website of kidsneedmore.org. And here in New Jersey, if they're out at the ballpark today, they can come visit us in Section 110.
Tell us about this sleepaway camp. First the 2-2 to Billy Cook. And Brown looking for his 3rd strikeout and just missed it. Fastball outside, 3-2.
So the sleepaway camp in August is out in Long Island. It used to be on Shelter Island. It was a fun little place where they could go, do a lot of activities.
Another 3-2, grounder to third. Handled easily by Mignetti, throws to first in time, 1 away.
A lot of sports, swimming, different camp-type activities, horseback riding, things like that. But as I said, it also helps the families, the caretakers, the parents. It gives them a week off from their duties, and it also gives their siblings something to look forward to as well, because in a lot of those families, sometimes it's just as rough on the siblings going through it.
Yeah, for sure. Here's Daryl Hernandez, right-handed batter, 9 for 38 with Aberdeen, no homers, 5 ribbies, and he takes outside his first action of the series. So how did you get involved in the organization? First the 1-0 to Hernandez, and that's outside.
I got involved in the organization by running into an old friend at our 20th high school reunion. Had a few drinks, told her how much I admired her work. That's
pretty cool. Here's the 2-0, foul back. And what? How did you know that she had worked with this?
I saw a lot of her posts on Facebook, a lot of difficult posts, a lot of great and sweet posts, and I just said I really admire that. And she said, well, put your money where your mouth is, and so I did. Got involved.
2-1, and that's low. Ball 3. So how did you end up earning the spot up here? Or I don't know if you won that or lost to get up here.
Well, I am the head elf on the Christmas bus here in New Jersey.
I got you. 3-1 pitch is lifted foul to the right, 3-2.
So I was awarded this spot to talk to you today.
What does that entail?
The head elf position? Yeah. It's a lot of the coordination with the families, because Santa's a busy man, so he doesn't know every single thing about the children.
3-2 pitch, breaking ball, line sharply back through the middle, base hit. Hung up a little bit, and Daryl Hernandez smokes the liner back through the box. So he's at first, one out, and that'll bring up the catcher for Aberdeen, and that is Ramon Rodriguez. So what happens at the Christmas bus?
Well, pre-COVID, what happens at the Christmas bus was we used to come to the house, and the kids would get to come on board and choose their own gifts. Since COVID, Santa, since he does know about these kids already, he actually goes out and chooses some gifts for them and gives them personalized gifts.
There goes the runner, pitches low, squirts behind Ellison, doesn't see it, but now he does. And that'll be a stolen base for Daryl Hernandez. 6 for 6 now on the year. Stealing bases, and that's in limited action, only 40 at bats. So he's at second with one out and a 1-0 count on Ramon Rodriguez. Aberdeen leading it 1-0. We're in the second inning, talking with Tom Kimmins of Kids Need More, tonight's Blue Cross Charities community partner of the game. 1 ball, no strikes, and that is at the knees, 1-1. So who's here with you tonight?
We've got a good group with us tonight. We got about 75 folks with us. We got some volunteers. Some of our kids threw out the first one of the first pitches, I should say. Also a lot of family and friends.
1-1 way outside. Backhanded by Ellison. The count 2 balls and a strike on Ramon Rodriguez. So run 2 hits for Aberdeen. Their run came on the Colton Cowser solo homer in the top half of the first. Brown looks back at Hernandez and Sankett, and that one is high, a fastball. And we count 3 balls and a strike on Rodriguez. So what's the most satisfying part for you about your time volunteering with the organization?
I would say just the excitement of the children.
3-1, and that is low. A lot of deep counts today from Brown, and that was his 38th pitch already. Through an inning and 2/3. First walk, and now the IronBirds, have first and second with 1 out for Isaac Bellany, the DH. Bellany hit a home run last night, a 3-run shot off Mick Abel. How long have you been volunteering?
I got involved in 2016 with the camp, and since then we've been bringing events to New Jersey for the last 4 or 5 years, including some events here at the First Energy Park, or I should say, Shoretown Ballpark.
So, did you go up to Long Island every year?
I do not anymore. I'm getting a little long in the tooth for that.
Gotcha. So that's why you're the head elf. There goes the runner. Fastball outside corner. Strike throw low to third. Not in time. And safe there is Hernandez. Ramon Rodriguez follows down to second. So 2 stolen bases on that. And Aberdeen with 3 in the inning. Hernandez steals second and third. And the Blue Claws bring the infield in. 1 out in the second. And, normally you don't always bring him in with runners at second and third, but I think Keith Werman knows he'll risk giving up 2 runs if it means a chance to cut off even 1 from scoring. Swing and a miss, a breaking ball. The count 0-2. Blue Claws have struggled at times at the plate this year, and they're facing one of the best pitchers in the league tonight in Peter Van Loon. 0-2 on Bellany. From St. Thomas in the Virgin Islands. And the pitch by Brown, breaking ball, bounce foul. And the count still 0-2. Brown over 40 pitches here so far. Tom Kimmins, our guest from Kids Need More. The website is kidsneedmore.org. How old is the organization, do you know?
Gosh, you're putting me on the spot here on that one. I do not know off the top of my head. I know it had morphed from an earlier organization of Kids Need More Camp.
Swing and a miss, got him on slider, strike 3. So Brown gets his 3rd strikeout, 2 away. And here's Michael Manica in the left field. And now with 2 out, of course, the infield can back up. So if you're a parent that has a child that's unfortunately going through a cancer diagnosis, do they just sign up? How do they get involved for their kids?
Well, the best bet would be to go to the website. And we do have a lot of dedicated folks.
Manicon takes a high strike, and it's 0-1.
Who can communicate back with the families, see what's best for them, and get them involved in what's best for their child.
Brown center the belt for the 0-1, and that's a fastball that just missed. Lane Culliford, the plate umpire, he definitely has a smaller strike zone Then his partner, Adam Clark, who did the plate last night and will do it again tomorrow for the 105 Father's Day Series finale. 1-1. Brown out of the stretch, second and third. Breaking ball, swing and a miss. Nice block by Ellison. And the count is 1-2. Well, Aberdeen with a 1-0 lead, but they had second and third, one out here in the first inning. Or excuse me, in the second inning. And Brown is now a strike away from getting out of the jam. Looks back at the runner at second. And the pitch in the dirt again, a breaking ball. Nice block by Carl Ellison, sprawling out to his right. And the count even here at 2-2. Where are you guys sitting?
We're sitting in section 110, so right over there, kind of right off the dugout.
Awesome.
Beautiful seats
Great
at a beautiful
view.
ballpark.
How long have you been coming here?
I've been coming since the ballpark opened in 2001.
That's great. We certainly appreciate that.
It's a great ballpark. Great team.
2-2 on Manicon. And a breaking ball, swing and a miss, or a change, I think, strike three. Inning over. Yeah, that was a changeup from Ben Brown. Tom Kimmons, Kids Need More, the website kidsneedmore.org. Tom, thanks so much. Great to see you again. Have a good night.
Thank you.
In the second inning, Aberdeen threatens, no runs, one hit, but they do not score. No errors, two left. 1-0 IronBirds, bottom two on BlueCross.com and MILB TV. DJ Stewart leading off here for Jersey Shore. We head into the bottom half of the second, and Aberdeen has a 1-0 lead. Checking on the Blue Claw starter, Ben Brown, 47 pitches now over the first two innings. Here's the first pitch to Stewart from Van Loot, a slider, swing and a miss. And the count is 0-1. Stewart had 224, 6 home runs, and 25 runs batted in. 2 of his home runs came on Thursday. Breaking ball in there for a called strike when he had the first 2 home run game by any Blue Claw this year. They had 5 last year. That's a breaking ball outside. 1-2. 4 by Jaylene Ortiz. Carlos De La Cruz and Casey Martin will be the next 2 hitters behind DJ Stewart, the St. Louis native. Breaking ball in the dirt. And the count is 2-2 on DJ Stewart. So Aberdeen got a run in the first inning on the solo home run by Cowser. Elsewhere in the Philly system, Lehigh Valley trails Buffalo 1-0. They're in the third inning in Allentown. Here's the 2-2. Swinging a foul tip. Got a piece to stay alive. And the count still 2-2. Double-A Reading, they trail Portland 2-0. They're in the third inning. Adam Leverett on the mound for Reading. Clearwater, the low-A team, they have a 1-0 lead on Palm Beach in the fourth in Clearwater. Breaking ball, foul bag. 2-2. The Florida Complex League, the GCL Phillies lost today to the GCL Yankees by a score of 9-1. 2-2 on Stewart, and Van Loon into the wide, and Stewart punches and foul off to the right out of play, and the count still 2-2. Van Loon a 1-2-3 first inning, got Carr to ground out, Wilson struck out, and Rojas flew to right. Alternate baby blue jerseys for the IronBirds today. This is the IronBirds in white script with orange trim on the front. Stewart lays off a breaking ball and thought it was low, and it's punched out by Lane Culliford. Dropped by Rodriguez, but he just tags him out. And DJ thought that was low. I don't blame him. And there's one away. Second strikeout for Van Loon. And they'll bring up Carlos De La Cruz. So here's Carlos, 277, 3 home runs, 8 RBIs. Right-handed hitting designated hitter for Jersey Shore. And the pitch is outside of the count, 1 ball, no strikes. De La Cruz, 6'8" from Yonkers. To George Washington High School, Manhattan. Fastball outside, corner for a strike. And the count 1-1. He was here in 2019. Spent most of last year, 2021, in Clearwater, but finished the season here. Breaking ball bounce, foul behind the plate, 1-2. And then was here this year. Now, he started the season on the development list, but was activated on April 24th. 1-2 is a swing and a miss, a breaking ball, strike 3. So Van Loon has struck out 3 of the first 5. And that'll bring up Casey Martin. De La Cruz was hitting .309 since in his last 68 at-bats before that strikeout. Here's Casey, the Blue Claw shortstop, 180, 2 homers, and 13 batted in. Martin, a right-handed batter from Little Rock, Arkansas, takes outside 1-0. Arkansas, big win today over Stanford in the College World Series. Casey's alma mater was drafted in the third round of the 2020 draft. 1-0 from Van Loon is outside. 2 balls, no strikes. 1 o'clock this afternoon. Martin was out there on the field with hitting coach Ari Adut, hitting balls up the middle off a tee. 2-0, and that is a fastball for a strike, scattering all the seagulls that were camped out in center field. 2-1 the count, and a breaking ball way outside, ball 3. And it's 3-1 here on Martin. If Casey gets on, it'll be Fralin Magnetti. 2 out done on 1-0 IronBirds in the second. Swing and a miss. Chased a high fastball, and count is full at 3-2. And that one would have been ball 4. That was high. So Van Loon into the line for the payoff pitch, and it's down and outside, ball 4. Good eye by Martin. Pretty close, but Casey confidently takes it, and it's ball 4. First base runner for Jersey Shore. And it's a runner with some speed. Martin 9 out of 11 stealing bases this year. That walk brought to you by PC Richard & Son. For appliances, TVs, electronics, and mattresses, get to PC Richard & Son with a friendly and knowledgeable sales team. Next day delivery, the guaranteed lowest prices. PC Richard & Son is the company you can trust since 1909. Magnetti takes outside, ball 1. Fralin joined the Blue Claws last week in Hudson Valley. Signed with the Phillies in 2021 out of Wabash Valley College in Illinois. Martin not going. Fastball on the outside corner. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike. Colton Cowser's home run of the first, the only run of the game. Obviously, very early on here in Lakewood. Bottom of the second. Breaking ball low, blocked by Rodriguez. And it's 2 balls and 1 strike. Blue Claws in their navy blues today with Blue Claws in white across the chest. White number on the front and the back, no name. With the red cap, the all-red cap. The surfing crab and Red Sox red cleats. Keith Werman coaching at third, Pat Listash at first. And the 2-1 pitch to Magnetti is lifted foul down the first base line out of play. And the count still, or is now, 2 balls, 2 strikes on Fralin. Good crowd tonight. Maybe not quite a sellout like last night, but pretty darn close. And the 2-2 is a check swing bouncer to second. Easy play for Norby. Throws to Bowens at first, and the inning is over. So Magnetti did not want to swing at that, but he ends up grounding out to second base. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We head into the third here in Lakewood, and it's Aberdeen 1, Jersey Shore 0 on BlueClaws.com and MILB TV. Blue Claws have partnered with the NJEA to recognize outstanding teachers and educators. And we're joined by Scott Campbell, the president of the Toms River Education Association, here tonight as we start the third inning. It's 1-0 Aberdeen. Ben Brown facing the top of the IronBirds order. And this already is 48th pitch. It's a curveball high, the count 1-0. Scott Campbell, welcome. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations on getting selected. Norby struck out swinging to lead off the game. And Brown's pitch is driven high and deep to center. Rojas racing back to the track on the run, reaching out at the wall, and he can't get it as he jumps up and crashes into the fence. Norby around second. Rojas fires it back in, and the throw to third not in time. That'll be a triple for Connor Norby. And now is Johan Rojas okay? He gets up. Meanwhile, he knocked out a wall pad. So Jeff Ryan, one of the groundskeepers, is heading out there. They're going to have to do some work on that wall. Rojas had the ball pop out of his mitt as he crashed into the fence. And 3 grounds crew members are heading out, and they're going to have to do some work on that. So that ball was smoked by Norby. Gets a triple. And Scott will have a minute here while they do some repair work out there. So tell us about your background. You said you were finishing up your 5th year, right, as the Education Association president. What does that entail for you?
Well, I'm involved in all the labor issues in the district. You know, you try to work in alliance with the administration and the Board of Education. You try to make sure that everybody's got, everything they need so that they can deliver a quality education to community, kids in Toms River.
How did you end up in this role from your teaching career?
I've been active in the association for probably about the last 10 or 15 years. And, you take on more and more responsibilities throughout the course of the year. And we had a president that was in the process of retiring. I'd done a lot of work with negotiations, and it was something that I was interested in, so I ran and was able to be elected. And I've done that for about the last 5 years now.
So now Blue Cross groundskeeper Mike Morvay, whose staff is trying to get this wall pad loose, and now Morvay is heading out there himself. Rojas kind of knocked it loose, and it didn't fall to the ground, but it fell off the bearing, and they're trying to get it reaffixed because the pad hooks up top and doesn't go all the way down. Like, it doesn't lay on the ground. It hooks up top at the top of the fence, and they got to get it to stay on there. So they're going to try to figure that out. Runner at third base with nobody out here for Aberdeen, and a slight delay in the top half of the third. Our guest is Scott Campbell, the president of the Toms River Education Association. So what was your background? What did you teach before you moved over to this role?
Well, I come from a family of educators. My mother, my grandmother were educators.
They got it on. You can hear the cheers from the crowd. So
I started coaching on the high school level back in 1982, and it's just been a natural progression along the way. Substitute teaching, and then teaching in the classroom for 20 plus years, and then getting involved in the union.
What's the most rewarding part of this work, of this role now present?
I think that the ability to help the staff, the teaching staff, our support staff, lots of things come up in the course of a week.
Infield is in. Here's Colton Kauser. And the pitch by Brown, high and outside.
I get a lot of phone calls. I get different situations. And just being able to help the staff, navigate the day or a week or a month.
1-0. Kauser hit a home run his first time, a line drive over the right field fence, and he takes a fastball. There is strike. And the count is 1-1. So you said you were an Orioles fan. I know you're wearing a John Kruk jersey tonight. That's okay. But I know the Orioles have struggled, but they got some really nice young players on this team. 1-1 pitch, line back toward the middle. There's a base hit into center. Scoring from third base is Norby. And it's an RBI single for Colton Kauser. He's got a pair of RBIs, and Aberdeen has a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, I went to my first baseball game in 1967, and I've been an Orioles fan ever since. And I think about making a move.
Up down there?
My parents are from Baltimore, and I think about making a move, but you never know when they're going to turn it around and become viable in the American League East.
Tough division, but they've gone through a deep rebuild. They have some good young players up there now. They have some good young players on this team, including this one. Here's Kobe Mayo, who takes a curveball high in the count. 1-0. Mayo, 20-year-old from Margate, Florida, hit his 11th home run of the year on Tuesday. 6 of his homers have come against the Blue Claws. And the pitch by Brown is popped up. The wind blows it from the left side of the infield to the right side. Now in shallow right, Valoria, and now Ethan Wilson coming in to make the catch. Off the bat, it looked like it might be the shortstop, Casey Martin, but with the wind, it's the right fielder, Ethan Wilson, who puts it away for out number 1. Who's your favorite Oriole growing up?
Back in the 60s and 70s, I liked Brooks Robinson. And then, Cal Ripken obviously was a guy that I really enjoyed watching for years and years. They've got some nice young players, Mullins and Mancini. Means, they're all nice young players. They're good to watch. Yep.
T.T. Bowens gets hit by the pitch, a high fastball that glances off of Bowens and hits into the netting behind home plate. And Bowens will take first base. That'll put runners in first and second for Aberdeen and bring up Billy Cook, the right fielder. So Delmarva would, before they restructured minor league baseball, the team in the league with the Blue Claws was Delmarva, the Orioles affiliate.
Right.
And for many years, their manager was Ryan Miner, who was the guy that replaced Cal Ripken when they finally decided to put it into the streak.
Yep. I believe he was an Oklahoma guy. I'm a big Oklahoma fan also.
Absolutely. He was an All-American baseball and basketball player.
Yes, he was.
At Oklahoma. And was drafted by the Sixers. But chose baseball. First and second for Billy Cook. And he takes a fastball in there for a called strike, and the count 0-1. How has teaching and educating changed for you over your, or just changed in general for educators over the last quarter century?
Well, there was a big shift, obviously, when the pandemic hit.
0-1. Breaking ball hit high in the air to center. Rojas backpedaling, drifting towards right center as the wind takes it back a bit, but Johan makes the grab, fires into second wisely as the runner there. Kauser heads to third, but he keeps Bowens, who is tagging from first base, there at first, and they're at 2 down. So fly out by Cook. Kauser goes to third. First and third, 2 out for Daryl Hernandez, and it'll bring up the Aberdeen shortstop. Go ahead.
Yeah, with the pandemic, it really accelerated the way we use technology. But, so much of it is the same. The kids are the same. They really want to learn. They want to have an adult in their class that's leading them.
Tipped into the mitt of the catcher, Ellison, 0-1.
It's just, technology, I think, is the biggest difference. The cell phones in the classroom is a distraction, but they're also a tool.
Fastball outside. The count 1-1 strike. Do they give kids like tablets nowadays, right? Don't they?
Right
at least
now,
at some levels.
Right now, the goal in most districts is get to a one-to-one relationship with a Chromebook. One for each child.
1-1. Tipped into Ellison's mitt again. And the count 1-2. Aberdeen 2-0. Ben Brown has now reached 60 pitches so far in his 3 innings, or 2 2/3. Trying to keep this a 2-run game here, getting Hernandez, who singled his first time. 6'6" right-hander, breaking ball low, blocked by Ellison. And the count 2-2. So, what's next for you? How long do you want to keep doing this?
I look around and I see people working longer and longer. So, I have 2 years left on my term now, and then I'll consider working, another 3-year term. But, I don't really necessarily want to rush into retirement.
2-2, high fastball, 3-2.
I think that, I look around, people are working longer and longer. And I enjoy what I do. I enjoy the faculty and staff, the administration that I work with. Makes your job a lot easier when you have those relationships.
Runner goes at first, the 3-2 is in the dirt, ball 4. And that'll load the bases. So Ramon Rodriguez will bat here with the bases loaded in. 1 out for Ben Brown, his second walk. And that'll bring up the aforementioned Rodriguez. Brown, by the way, 2 runs today. That's as many as he's given up in his last 5 starts coming into today. But it seems a little off with his command. You saw it early in the first inning, and a lot of 3-ball counts, deeper counts. Whereas last week he threw 6 innings, struck out 11. And he was just firing strike after strike ahead of every hitter. Here's Rodriguez, and this is outside 1-0. This is a huge batter in this game because a base hit would really give Aberdeen some cushion. Even a single would score 2 and make it 4-0. 2-0 now, top of the third. We're with Scott Campbell, the president of the Toms River Education Association. 1 ball, no strikes, and the pitch is a fastball called strike outside corner, and the count 1-1. Who are some of the influences on you that made you want to get into the teaching profession?
Well, I always had a bunch of great teachers. Like I said, both my mother and my grandmother were teachers. I always enjoyed learning.
1-1, breaking ball, tip foul.
It was just a natural progression. Once you start kind of coaching, you're around the kids a lot. I think I enjoyed that. And it just kind of dovetails together. If you're going to coach, you should probably also be in the classroom.
What did you coach?
I was a football coach for 20 plus years, and then I did some strength training, and I coached girls cross country for a couple of years. All very different experiences.
Yeah, I was going to say, here's the 1-2 in the dirt, and blocked by Ellison, 2-2. Ben has bounced a lot of curveballs today, and Ellison's been on his toes. 2-2 on Ramon Rodriguez with the bases loaded. 2-0 Aberdeen, top of the third. Which school were you coaching at?
I coached at Toms River High School South at the end, but I also, at one point in time, coached at what's now Donovan Catholic, and also Central Regional.
2-2 pitch. Chopper softly left side. This will be a tough play. And Mignetti backhands, fires the first, and not in time. Infield base hit for Ramon Rodriguez as Kauser comes in to score from third. And it's 3-0 Aberdeen. Bases remain loaded. Bowens goes to third. Hernandez goes to second. Rodriguez, who gets his 14th RBI, is safe at first. And Brad Bergeson, the pitching coach, heads out to the mound as Isaac Bellany will step in the box. That was trouble off the bat, an old Baltimore chop essentially. And by the time Mignetti got there, even though you had Rodriguez a catcher running, just not enough time to get him on that. And it is an infield base hit. So 3-0 IronBirds here in the third, 2 out. And Bellany will step in. Who struck out swinging back in the second. The differences between coaching football and girls cross country got to be pretty staggering, right? The list of people that have coached both is probably not that long.
Well, the head coach in that group was also an ex-football coach. But, athletes, if they're competitive, it doesn't matter what they're doing or what sport they're playing. The work ethic is the same for all of them. They all want to win, and they all will work to do it. It was always really rewarding working, whether it was football or with the girls in cross country.
Swing and a miss by Bellany in the count, 1-1 strike. Bellany hit a home run last night, his first with Aberdeen, 2 for 25 since joining the IronBirds a couple of weeks ago. Bases loaded, 1-1 pitch, down the middle, fastball and a strike. 89 to the scoreboard gun, which is 93 or so. In reality, that gun is 4 miles an hour slow. So Ben Brown trying to get out of this inning. Here's his 71st pitch, and a high fastball missing. And the count is even on Bellany at 2-2. No throwing yet, but a few of the relievers down in the bullpen for the Blue Claws are standing and milling around, although part of that might be just to stay warm. It is very windy and a little chilly, certainly chilly for this time of year. Bouncer foul, first base side. And the count still 2-2 on Isaac Bellany. So, in your role now, right, with the association, what do you do during the summer? You work right through it, right?
There's still plenty of work to be done during the summer.
Sure.
A lot of preparation for the upcoming school year. There's
2-2 pitch. Hard grounder toward the middle. That's a base hit going into right center. Bowen scores. Hernandez around third. He'll score. Rojas throws to third. It squirts through, but it's not in time. Sliding safely there, Rodriguez. It's a 2-run single for Isaac Bellany. 4 runs in the inning, and it's 5-0 Aberdeen.
yeah,
RBI is 4 at 5 for Bellany, and the IronBirds have a 4-0 lead here in the third and out. Blue Claws will probably get somebody up here pretty soon. Yeah, Carlo Reyes is taking his jacket off. Here's Michael Manicon, the 9th hitter of the inning. Go ahead.
Yeah, we have our national convention that's coming up in Chicago. I'm not going to be able to make it this year, but
Chop foul outside of third.
There's plenty of advocacy work that we do in the summer, some training, that sort of thing. But it's never ending. The questions that come up from our staff members is constant.
Brown out of the stretch, and the pitch, a breaking ball, line drive into left field. That's over the head of Mignetti and drops in for a base hit. Scoring is Rodriguez. Bellany goes to second and stops there. It is an RBI single for Michael Manicon, the 9th hitter of the inning, and Aberdeen has a 6-0 lead. So second RBI for Manicon in his 23rd at bat. Down at second base goes Bellany, and Aberdeen bats around. Here's the 10th hitter of the inning, and that is Connor Norby, the leadoff batter. Fastball outside. Start of this inning, and the number 1 hitter in the lineup. 1-0, Reyes throwing, although Reyes really just started throwing, so this will probably be now the last inning for Ben Brown. And a breaking ball tip foul at home plate, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Our guest, Scott Campbell, the president of the Toms River Education Association. So you work with the teachers right in all the schools, high
Right.
schools, elementary school. How many schools are in that district? Got to be. It's
We
a
have
huge number.
19 teaching sites in Toms River, approximately 15,000 students, and
Tipped into the mid of Ellison on the breaking ball, 1 and 2.
about 2,200 staff members working throughout the district. Our association represents about 1,600 of them. We cover the teachers, secretaries, paraprofessionals, a couple other minor groups.
Swing and a miss. Got him on a fastball, and then retires the side. Scott, you had a long inning there. Keep up the great work. And I know you're an Orioles fan, but that's okay.
Thanks
still
a lot.
like you.
Appreciate
No
it, Craig.
problem. 5 runs in the inning for Aberdeen. They do it on 1, 2, 4, 5 hits, no errors, and they leave 2. So we head into the bottom of the third. It's Aberdeen 6 and Jersey Shore nothing here on BlueCross.com and MILB TV. Carl Ellison leading off here for Jersey Shore. But before we start the bottom of the third, something got loose in left field. So the Aberdeen left fielder, Michael Manicon, had to go back and grab it and toss it to a fan of the grass berm. So Blue Cross down 6-0 here, and the pitch by Van Loon is popped up behind the plate. Coming back onto the catcher, Rodriguez, but it's out of play. Lands in the third row and bounces to a young lady there in section 109, and she's got herself a souvenir. Carlo Reyes will be the new pitcher for the Blue Cross when we head into the top half of the fourth inning. Ben Brown's day has likely ended 80 pitches in 3 innings. He gives up 7 hits and 6 runs. And the 0-1 is swung on and missed by Ellison, and the count is 0-2. Well, the Blue Cross had that nice win Thursday. And then since then, they've now been outscored 15-5 by the best team in the league. The IronBirds breaking ball outside from Van Loon to Ellison, and the count is 1-2. Carl is 8 for 64 on the year with a homer and 6 RBIs. Signed with the Phillies in March, right before spring training. 1-2 is outside, 2-2. He had been playing in the Independent Frontier League the last couple of years, 2019 and 2021, for the Lake Erie Crushers. 2-2 pitch on the outside corner, breaking ball, strike 3. Ellison peered back at Lane Culler, the plate umpire. I think he probably thought it was high, but he is down looking. 4 strikeouts today for Peter Van Loon, and 1 away. That'll bring up Uzi Valoria, the second baseman. Switch hitter will bat from the left side. Jared Carr on deck. Pitch by Van Loon is a high strike to Valoria, and the count is 0-1. Uziel, 20-year-old from Puerto Plata in the Dominican Republic, and Valoria takes that one as strike. It's 0-2. Van Loon 6-0, a chance to become the first Sally Leaguer to 7 wins. Here's a pop-up in front of the plate. Now off to the right side, Rodriguez in foul ground makes the catch. 2 men down. So 2 up, 2 down. And here is Carr. Blue Claws looking for their first hit. They had a walk by drawn by Casey Martin there with 2 out in the second inning. But that's their only base runner so far. The sun has peeked through some clouds as it sets off behind the third base stands. Carr tips one into play, 0-1. And a nice reflection off the signage beyond the right field fence. Temperatures in the mid-60s, strong breeze out towards right field. 0-1 to Carr, outside. And it's 1 ball, 1 strike on Jared. Ethan Wilson would be next. And that one down and inside almost hit him. 2 balls, 1 strike. Carlo Reyes throwing in the bullpen. He'll be the new pitcher. Martinsburg, West Virginia native is fastball strike call. And the count is 2-2. So Jared at 2-2, pitched by the UC Irvine product Van Loon is outside. And the count 3-2. UC Irvine, of course, the Anteaters. Payoff pitch, breaking ball, tipped foul, big cut there by Carr, and he just got a piece. In fact, he tipped it off of the catcher, Rodriguez, who limps about behind the plate. And the count is still full at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The sun is really shining bright on those signage walls above the berms in right field. The entire field itself is in the shade, but the sun pops out as it sets. 3-2 inside. Second base runner for Jersey Shore as Carr draws the free pass, and then he'll bring up the right fielder, Ethan Wilson. Walks are brought to you by PC Richard & Son for appliances, TVs, electronics, and mattresses, or electronics and mattresses. Get the PC Richard & Son. Friendly and knowledgeable sales team, next day delivery of the guaranteed lowest prices. Wilson pops it up off to the right. That'll get out of play. 0-1. Rodriguez gives chase, but it's about 6 rows back. Nice catch by a fan. A few rows behind the Jersey Shore dugout. PC Richard & Son with a friendly and knowledgeable sales team. Next day delivery, the guaranteed lowest prices. They're a company you can trust since 1909. Wilson at 239. He's got 3 homers. Struck out swinging his first time. And that is outside corner for a strike. So last night, 6,600 is the attendance. Tonight will probably be in the 5s. 2 nights, about 3,000 more people than live in Wilson's hometown of Andalusia, Alabama. Lifts one foul down the third base line, and that just gets over the screen and into the seats. 0-2. Ethan grew up a huge Auburn fan. Still is. Huge Auburn fan. Has been to several Iron Bowls. Here's the 0-2 pulled foul down first on the ground. And it's still 0-2 on the Phillies' second round pick from the 2021 draft. Went to the University of South Alabama. 6-0 Aberdeen here, bottom of the third. And the pitch inside, and it hit him. So Van Loon hits Wilson with an 0-2 pitch. And that'll put runners at first and second and 2 out and bring up Johan Rojas. So the Blue Claws have 3 base runners so far without a hit. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. And the batter will be Johan Rojas. Phillies are now in the 10th inning in D.C., tied at 1. Tony Graham back with us. Tony, we should talk about that play last night, the obstruction call. And it was Dusty Wathen who sent Rhys Hoskins home. Of course, Dusty managed here in 2009. And Dusty sent Rhys Hoskins home.
Yeah.
And as he's waving him in, he's telling him, go, 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 you're going to be out. Go, you're going to be out. And it was a great send because they benefit from the obstruction call. Here's Rojas, and the first pitch from Van Loon after a mound visit is in there for a strike, 0-1.
Yeah, Hoskins was awarded home plate because of the obstruction call. If he had stopped at third,
right,
which he did not do, then
nothing would have happened. He would have just stayed at third.
Yeah.
0-1. Breaking ball grounded to short. Right there is Hernandez. The underhands to second for the force, and that retires the Sun. 6-4 fielder's choice, and the inning is over. No runs, no hits, 2 left. We go to the 4th here in Shoretown. Blue Claws down 6-0 on BlueClaws.com and MILB TV.
Tony Graham with you, top of the 4th inning. New pitcher comes on for Jersey Shore, 23-year-old Carlo Orea, 6 foot 212 pounds from the Dominican Republic. And so far this year, this will be now his 15th game, 0-1 with a 4.15 ERA, 21 2/3 innings, 25 hits. 10 earned runs, allowed 2 home runs. He has struck out 27 in 25 innings and has walked 9, the league hitting .294 against Reyes. And he will face 2, 3, and 4 in the lineup now for Aberdeen. And the first man he faces will be Colton Kauser, who got the night rolling for Aberdeen. Back in inning number 1, second hitter of the game, he homered to right center. And then Aberdeen scored 5 runs across in the third against Ben Brown. The count on Kauser now 1 ball and 1 strike. Kauser had a single in the 5-run third inning. The single knocked in a run. Here's the pitch. He swings and skies it fairly deep in left field. Carr fading back in front of the track. He will have room. And he puts it away, 1 down here in the top of the 4th inning. So a laborious outing for Ben Brown, who would put together a sizzling string of excellent performances, but Aberdeen gets him in this one. They've gotten everybody pretty much throughout the league. And so far, they have pretty much pounced on the cream of the Blue Claws staff. Kyle Goglowski earlier. And now Brown here tonight. Swing and a miss by Kobe Mayo, 0-1. And then last night, they had 2 3-run home runs off Mick Abel. Fastball is wide. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Mayo, who has flown out and popped up. He is 0 for 2. He has not joined the party yet tonight for Aberdeen. And the count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. It's 6-7-0 for Aberdeen. Goose eggs on the board for Jersey Shore. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Tied him up with a fastball inside, and he got a piece, so he stays alive, and the count holds at 1 ball and 2 strikes. In that third inning, Aberdeen got RBI hits from the bottom of the order. Most of the damage done at the bottom of the order from the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. This one dances inside, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes on Mayo, who is the number 7 prospect in the Orioles system. This is a really good, solid ball club, top to bottom, Aberdeen. The pitch to the plate, swing and a miss. He got him with a breaking ball. And it's strike 3, the first strikeout for Carlo Reyes. It'll be interesting to see how they matriculate through the system. They have good pitching and a very complete lineup. As a team, it's excellent. And some very promising young players. So we'll see what this translates to moving along. The hitter is T.T. Bowens, the cleanup batter. He has struck out and been hit by a pitch. Brown was just 1 out away from getting out of that third inning. Next one misses for a ball, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 run was in, but he could have gotten out of it. Then he walked the batter and gave up 3 straight RBI hits. The next one to Bowens, taken across for a strike, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes on T.T. Bowens. A free agent signee out of Central Connecticut State University of the Northeast Conference. And the pitch home is swung and driven out to center, but waiting right there is Johan Rojas, and he wraps it up for the final out. 1, 2, 3, Reyes puts him away in the top of the 4th. They go to the bottom half, and it's 6-0 Aberdeen on MILB TV and BlueClaws.com. Alongside Greg Jamborisi, Tony Graham with you. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning here at Shoretown. Blue Claws trail Aberdeen 6-0. They're looking for their first hit. They've had a couple of base runners via a pair of walks and a hit batter. And the cleanup hitter is DJ Stewart, who pops one high and foul and out of play off to the left. And it's 0-1 on DJ, who has struck out. And wait, the ball, I lost sight of it down the left field line, was caught.
Well,
And so there's 1 away.
I don't know that you chose to lose sight of it because the ball was over the 15th row of seats, and the wind just blew it all the way back.
They got, you know.
That was unbelievable.
If I was a ball player, you'd have to say you got to watch the ball under your glove, and I did not do it on that play. Here is Carlos De La Cruz, and DLC takes a strike. That ball was way out of play, and all of a sudden you're pointing to me. The ball is caught. Foul straight back, and it's 0-2 on De La Cruz. He struck out back in the second. One out, bottom of the fourth. Aberdeen 6 and Jersey Shore 0. Van Loon, the right-hander, deals inside, half swing, no swing, as they appeal down to first base. Plate umpire tonight, Lane Cullifer. Adam Clark is the base umpire. The 1-2 to DLC. Fastball sails high and away. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Van Loon is 6'5", 210 pounds, a 16th round pick in 2021. The pitch to De La Cruz is lined and caught by a lunging third baseman Mayo to his left. Takes a base hit away from Carlos De La Cruz. Well, if Mayo hasn't battered the Blue Claws with his bats this season, now he chokes them with his mitt as he makes a dandy play at third. 2 outs and nobody on for Casey Martin. And Martin takes a slider for a strike. It's 0-1. Casey is a base runner in this game. Earlier he walked with 2 outs in the second inning. Swing high, pop fly. Let's see where this one winds up. The shortstop Hernandez makes the call. Few steps now to his left. He gloves it. And that is the final out. Jersey Shore 0 across in the bottom of the fourth. We go to the top of the fifth at Shoretown. It's Aberdeen 6 and Jersey Shore 0 on MILB TV and BlueClaws.com. Alongside the voice of the Blue Claws, Greg Jamborisi, I'm Tony Gray. I'm going to go to the top of the fifth inning here at Shoretown Ballpark, and Carlo Reyes will begin his second inning of work in relief of Ben Brown. Brown out of there after 80 pitches, 49 strikes over 3 innings, and Brown, who is pitching so well lately, over 3 innings, gave up 7 hits, 6 runs. They were earned. He walked 2. He struck out 5 and allowed 1 home run. And his ERA, which began the day at 2.57, goes up to 3.60 after that outing. Reyes will deal with 5, 6, and 7 in the Aberdeen order here to begin the top of inning number 5. It'll be Billy Cook, Darrell Hernandez, and Raymond Rodriguez to face Carlo Reyes. Blue Claws trail here by a count of 6-0 as we begin the top of the fifth inning. Cook tonight is 0 for 2 as grounded out and flown out, and he swings and misses at a sharp breaking slider, and it's 0-1 on Cook. The 0-1 swung on, lashed past third into left field, a base hit. Mignetti gave it a dive, but the ball rocketed past him. And Cook leads off the top of the fifth with the 8th hit for Aberdeen. This brings up the shortstop, Darrell Hernandez, who has singled and walked. He is ranked as the 28th prospect in the Orioles system, making his first appearance in this series tonight, and he fouls one off to the right. He was a 5th round pick in 2019. This is his 12th game. He is 10 for 39. The pitch to him is over for a strike, and it's 0-2. The Philly system tonight, Clearwater leads Palm Beach 5-4 as they go to the top of the 8th inning in Clearwater. That's the Palm Beach Cardinals. And the 0-2 is fouled away again to the right. Top of the 6th, Lehigh Valley hosting Buffalo. That ball game has gone to the 6-2 Buffalo to Toronto affiliate. Reyes checks the runner over at first. And the 0-2 is high, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. And Reading leads Portland, the Red Sox affiliate, in Reading 3-2 as the Fightin' Phils come to bat in the bottom of the 6th inning. Reyes checks again over at first and deals. Swing and a foul tip held on to by Carl Ellison, and that's 1 gone here in the top of the 5th. That's the 2nd strikeout for Reyes. Blue Claw strikeout brought to you by Rothman Orthopedics, the official team physicians of the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. Here is Rodriguez, Ramon Rodriguez, right-hand hitter. And the pitch is fouled back in the netting. It's 0-1. He has walked, and he reached on an infield single that knocked in a run back in that 5-run 3rd inning. It's 6-0 Aberdeen here in the top of inning number 5. The next one by Reyes is called strike, and it's 0-2. 6 runs, 8 hits, no errors for Aberdeen, zeros across the board for Jersey Shore. Reyes glancing over at Cook at first. Kicks and throws. Swing, fly ball, right field toward the line. Wilson racing over, and he's not going to get it. It's a foul ball. And the count remains at 0-2 on Rodriguez. 250, a homer, and 14 runs batted in for Rodriguez. 5'11", 194-pounder from Puerto Rico. 30th round pick in 2016. Swings, fly ball, right field. Wilson started in, now has to go back. Fighting the wind, reaches up over his shoulder and makes the play. And that's 2 down. Started in, and then the wind got a hold of it and drove the ball back, and Wilson stayed with it for out number 2. Here is Isaac Bellamy, who is 0 for 21 in this series, going into an at-bat last night. He singled his first time up, his second time up. When he was 1 for 22, we hit a 3-run home run. And he has a 2-run single in this game. Switch hitter bats from the left side, and Reyes, who has been sharp, deals a strike, and it's 0-1. 2 outs. Runner on top of the 5th. Blue Claws trail here 6-0. Reyes, glove on the left hip. Peers over at first. Comes set. And deals. Fastball wide for a strike. It's no balls and 2 strikes. Bellamy, even with his rash of recent hits, 115, a home run, and 5 runs batted in. Got off to a woeful start here, but he's got some power in that bat. Takes outside. He does have 17 career home runs, a free agent signee back in 2018. He's a physical specimen, 6'2", 220 pounds from the Virgin Islands. The stretch, the pitch. Swinging a foul tip of the plate, and Bellamy stays alive. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. In the bottom of the 5th against Peter Van Loon, the Blue Claws will have 7, 8, and 9. Mignetti, Ellison, and Valoria. Reyes ready to go, 1-2 on Bellamy. Runner dances off first, not going the pitch. Swing and a miss, got him on a high fastball. Strike 3, 3rd strikeout, and the 2nd of the inning for Carlo Reyes. No runs, a hit, no errors, 1 left. Blue Claws trying to get something going. Bottom of the 5th, they trail at 6-0 on MLB TV and BlueClaws.com. Ready to go, bottom half of the 5th inning. Blue Claws looking for a hit. They have had a couple of base runners, 3, 2 walks and a hit batter. And Fralin Mignetti leads off and takes a called strike from the 23-year-old 6'5" right-hander Peter Van Loon. And it's 0-1. Mignetti grounded out. It's his first at bat. He's 0 for 1. Takes a fastball high. 242, no home runs, 4 ribbies, the numbers for Mignetti. In his 11th game with Jersey Shore, he is 8 for 33. Check swing, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike. And the Phillies did escape with another extra inning victory, 2-1 at Washington. And there's a strike 2 call, 2-2. Former Blue Cross Sir Anthony Dominguez with a 1-2-3 bottom of the 10th. Strike 3 called on Mignetti, and that's 1 away. That's the 4th strikeout. Check that. That is the 5th strikeout for Van Loon. This is his 13th game and his 6th start. Back on April the 8th, opening night, he wound up the winning pitcher in that game with 1 inning of relief. That was the game that Ben Brown started, and Aberdeen came from behind for the 11-10 victory as Carl Ellison takes a strike. Then he pitched 1 inning in the next one is strike 2 called in the May 1st portion of the May 1st suspended game,
Yep.
which was completed here
On
earlier
Tuesday.
this week. And he was touched for 2 hits and an earned run and no decision in the game. The Blue Claws did win.
So he obviously could get a win here, as you said,
Yeah.
and he would be the first in the Sally League to get to 7
Fastball missed.
for a strike.
Yeah.
Missed
First
It was a
strike.
strike.
Even
play-
count. Yeah.
No good.
2-2 pitch, swing foul back.
4 pitchers in the minors have won 8 this year. 8 have won 7, and he would join that group of 7 with a win today. He has pitched extremely well. At the moment, his ERA is down to 2.7 on the season.
Swing and a miss. And Ellison waved at a big breaking ball. 6th strikeout now for Van Loon. He's out of UC Irvine, a 16th round selection in 2021. Here is number 9 hitter in Uziel Veloria, and he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Van Loon, a machine out there, goes to work and deals a strike on the outside corner.
Well,
And it's 0-2.
the other thing is he works quick,
He does.
so he gets in that rhythm and stays in.
The 0-2, swing high, pop fly on the right side. Into shallow right, the right fielder comes steaming in, and it is the right fielder, Cook, who makes the play on the run for the final out. Van Loon is cruising through 5 now. It's Aberdeen 6 and Jersey Shore nothing on MLB TV and BlueClaws.com.
6th inning in Shorttown. Blue Claws down 6-0. Carlo Reyes back out there for Jersey Shore, and he'll face Manicon, Norby, and Kauser for Aberdeen 9-1-2. So here's Manicon, the 9-hitter. RBI single in that 5-run third. Popped up behind the plate. Wind blows it out. Stewart comes down from third, halfway up, or from first rather, halfway up the first base line. DJ makes the catch. And 1 pitch, 1 out here in the 6th.
Greg Stewart plays a nice first base. When we were talking with him yesterday, he's played a lot of third. He says he likes third best. That's his best position. He feels that's where he feels more comfortable, but he has played first a number of times for Jersey Shore and in his career, and it's all about versatility. He's got a menacing bat, so the more positions he plays, the better.
Norby lifts one in the air fairly deep in the center. Rojas backpedals toward the track. He's there in front of the warning track to make the catch, 2 away.
Greg Rojas made a valiant effort back in that 3rd inning, and it was Norby who hit the ball up against the center field fence. And Rojas, I don't know if you watched it on, if you reran it or not, slammed into the wall. He appeared to have it, and the ball seemed to jar loose. He made a tremendous effort, and then the wall was more shaken up than he was.
Yeah, it's the latest of about 4 minutes. Here's Colton Kauser who takes a strike. Yeah, if he had caught that, that would have been one of the plays of the year for
A circus
sure.
catch, yeah.
And, not only did he crash into the wall, but he had to go a long way to get it. Grounder down third by Cowser, just foul. And it rolls down the left field line. Cowser's had a good day. He is 2 for 3 with a home run and 2 RBIs, and he scored 2 of the 6 Aberdeen runs in this ballgame. Cowser had the day off on Friday. On Thursday, he was 3 for 5, pitch outside, and the count is 1-2. So Cowser 5 for 8 in the last 2 games that he's played, and 18 for 47 with now 2 homers against Jersey Shore this season. As he takes outside of the count, 2-2. Cowser drafted 5th overall last year, turned 22 in spring training on March 20th from Sam Houston State, and the 2-2 cut on and miss. Reyes got him. Nice work by Reyes tonight. That's
Really?
3 scoreless innings. And that was his 4th strikeout. 1, 2, 3 go the IronBirds. We played 5.5. New pitcher for Aberdeen is right-hander Daniel Lloyd. We go to the bottom half of the 6th. And the Blue Claws trail it 6-0. Peter Van Loon was stupendous tonight. 5 innings, no runs, no hits. He struck out 6, walked 2, hit 1. Excellent outing for him. And now Daniel Lloyd will take over for Aberdeen as the Blue Claws still look for their first hit as we start things here in the bottom of the 6th. Top of the order, Jared Carr, Ethan Wilson, and then Johan Rojas. So we'll give you the rundown here on Daniel Lloyd, a 21-year-old from Charleston, South Carolina. He went to the University of South Carolina, and the pitch here is outside of the count on Carr is 1-0. 14th round pick in 2021 was Lloyd. Began the year with Delmarva in the Carolina League. 1-0 on Carr, and he bloops one off third, foul out of play. 1-1. Where he had a 4.21 ERA in 13 appearances, 27 strikeouts and 10 walks. With Aberdeen, he's pitched twice, 2 innings, 5 hits and a run. As Carr takes a called strike, and the count 1-2. He pitched in Brooklyn on Sunday, gave up a run, pitched in Brooklyn on June 9th, and gave up 3 hits, but no runs. 1-2 here on Jared Carr, and he bounces one softly first base side, picked up by Lloyd. He underhands to Bowens at first, and there's one away.
For Van Loon, the 5 innings ties his season high. Did that back on June 7th against Brooklyn. Allowed 4 hits and 1 earned run in that game, which he walked 2 and struck out 6.
And in line to become the first Sally Leaguer to 7 wins this year. Here's Ethan Wilson, and he looks at a curveball from Lloyd that dives down and inside of the count. 1 ball and no strikes. Lloyd, 6'3", 230 pounds. And Ethan gets a good ribbon one, fouls it straight back up here, and it hits off a glass wall by the Blue Wave Bar entrance and bounces down. That glass, however, didn't shatter. With the one in here.
Bulletin.
Here's a grounder to short. Backhanded by Hernaya as he throws over to first in time, 2 down. So, Tony, things getting a little interesting now. Blue Claws without a hit through 5 2/3. And here's Johan Rojas.
Now let's see if Rojas might try to lay one down here. Mayo, the third baseman, who has made a really nice play earlier in this ballgame, snagging a line drive to his glove side off the bat of Mignetti.
Sliced foul to the netting above the Philly Fanatic, who's on the Blue Claws first base dugout in the count, 0-1.
Mayo playing now well behind the bag. He started even with it to begin this at-bat.
That one foul tipped, 0-2.
You know, there's no rule saying you can't bunt the ball after you have a strike, right? And Mayo won't be bunting now with 2 strikes, but Mayo retreated well behind the bag after the first strike at third.
0-2, and he chases a breaking ball in the dirt. It kicks a little bit to the left of Rodriguez. Rojas doesn't run it out. Rodriguez lobs it down, and that retires the side. Strikeout 2-3 and the put out, and the inning is over. Heading into the 7th inning, Carlo Reyes is back out there for Jersey Shore. He's done very well tonight in relief. This will be his 4th inning, in fact. Kobe Mayo will lead it off. Aberdeen 6-0. And the first pitch is popped up right side. DJ Stewart moving over in foul ground. He's there by the first base coaching box, and DJ makes the catch. 1 man away. Longest outing of the year now for Reyes, whose previous long was 3 innings on June 8th against Hudson Valley. So Mayo pops out, and that'll bring up the first baseman, T.T. Bowens. This will be the last inning, though, for Carlo, as I believe that is J.P. Woodward warming up down to the bullpen. So here's Bowens, right-handed batter. We're in the top of the 7th inning, and Bowens swings and misses. So Aberdeen, if you're just joining us, scored a run in the first on a Colton Kauser homer, and then 5 in the 3rd. All off Ben Brown. And there's a fastball, I suppose, high. And it's 1-1. Kauser an RBI single. Rodriguez an RBI single. Bellany a 2-run single. Here's a liner to short. Right there, Martin reaching down to his left to make the catch. 2 away. And then Manicon an RBI single. So there were your 6 runs. It all started Connor Norby, the leadoff batter in the inning. And the leadoff hitter in the game for Aberdeen, but the leadoff batter in that inning, he hit a shot to the 400-foot side, and Johan Rojas jumped up at the wall to try to catch it. And he had it in his glove, but when he crashed into the wall, the ball got jarred loose. Swing and a miss in the count, 0-1. Rojas was okay, but he crashed into the wall with such authority till he knocked the wall pad out, just to show you how hard he went in there. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss by Cook.
He was fine. The wall needed a little bit of first aid, but Johan was good. This, by the way, ties Reyes' career high, 4 innings, which he matched last year in September at Aberdeen for Jersey Shore.
And he strikes out Cook, looking fastball right down the middle.
Nice.
And that retires the side. 4 scoreless from Carlo Reyes in a night where the starter only goes 3. They get 4 innings out of your first reliever. That is certainly a good thing for the Blue Claws and their pitching coach, Brad Bergeson. 1, 2, 3, go the IronBirds. 6-0 Aberdeen, bottom 7 on BlueClaws.com and MILB TV. 7th inning stretch brought to you by Atlantic Physical Therapy Center, the official physical therapy provider of the Jersey Shore Blue Claws. Visit AtlanticPTCenter.com. So the Blue Claws getting no hit as we go into the bottom half of the 7th, and they'll face Daniel Lloyd, the right-hander. DJ Stewart, Carlos De La Cruz, and Casey Martin, 4, 5, and 6. Carlo Reyes, 4 excellent innings in relief. It looks like his day's over. J.P. Woodward throwing in the pen. But Reyes, who came on in the 4th, goes 4 innings, no runs on 1 hit, no walks, and strikes out 5 to keep it a 6-1 game. 6-run game. Peter Van Loon, the starter for Aberdeen, went 5 innings. Obviously no hits and no runs. He walked 2 and struck out 6. Lloyd had a 1-2-3 6th inning, 2 ground outs and a strikeout. And here's DJ Stewart to lead it off in the bottom half of the 7th. The hardest hit ball of the night was by far, from the Jersey Shore standpoint, De La Cruz's ball in the 4th inning, a line drive off 3rd. And Kobe Mayo made a diving catch, really a great play, on a ball that was probably 100 miles an hour off the bat. Here's Stewart, and he hits a high pop in the right. Moving back on it, Cook drifting toward the line, near the track. He's there. Makes the catch, 1 away. So this is the 7 in the 7th promotion. They do it on Saturday nights. Mm-hmm. One fan in the building will win $10,000 if the Blue Claw scores 7 runs in the 7th inning. And
so
this might not be the night.
Are not great.
Yeah. Here's Carlos De La Cruz. And he takes a breaking ball outside when the inning, when you start the 7th inning, still looking for your first hit. It might not be your night, but we'll see. 1-0 on Carlos, who, as we said, did hit the hardest hit ball of the night for Jersey Shore, as Lloyd fires a fastball over the head of the catcher, Rodriguez, and the count 2 balls, no strikes. 1:05 tomorrow to wrap it up. Father's Day post-game catch on the field. It's always a fun day here at the ballpark. Rodriguez, I think, got crossed up on that. he didn't really get his glove that close. I'm pretty sure he was expecting a breaking ball. And he goes out to talk to Lloyd to make sure that they are on the same page. Phillies got a win today, win today in D.C., 2-1 in 10. Seranthony Dominguez pitching around the inherited runner in the 10th inning. He earns his first save of the year. Lehigh Valley trails Buffalo 3-2. They're in the 7th. Reading trails Portland 4-3. They're in the 7th. 2-0 on Carlos, and he lifts it foul off first out of play. Down the right field line, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. In that Reading game, Jonathan Guzman is 2 for 3. Adam Leverett gave up 2 runs in 4 innings. 2-1 on De La Cruz. Breaking ball, hot shot, foul. On the ground just outside the bag at third. And the count is 2-2. So, we got to go back, Tony, and look it up. It was in 2008 in Asheville, the only time the Blue Claws have been no hit. 2-2 pitch, blue foul, right side, out of play. And the count still is 2-2.
Greg, an unlikely locale to be no hit.
For sure. That's as good a hitter's park as there is in professional baseball. Swing and a miss. De La Cruz chases a high fastball, strike 3. And there are 2 men down. And here is Casey Martin. Steve Roadcap was the manager that year. That was a good team, too. That 08 Blue Claw team finished with the best record in the league. They just didn't win either half.
Yes.
They got a little unlucky. Here's Casey, who takes a fastball for a strike, 0-1. He's 0 for 1 with a walk. And he hits this one in the air into shallow left center. Manicon, the left fielder. Kauser, the center fielder. It's Colton Kauser who makes the grab. And the inning is over. So the Blue Claws go in order here in the 7th. 1, 2, 3. And we go to the 8th. Aberdeen 6, Jersey Shore nothing on BlueClaws.com and MILB TV. J.P. Woodward takes over for the Blue Claws. We go to the 8th. Aberdeen leading it here 6-0. Blue Claws still without a hit. Can't do anything about that now, though. First, the top half of the 8th inning, and Woodward, the 3rd pitcher of the day for Jersey Shore. 6-0 IronBirds. 1 in the first on a Colton Kauser home run, and then 5 in the 3rd. Woodward will face Daryl Hernandez, Ramon Rodriguez, and Isaac Bellany. 6, 7, and 8 for Aberdeen. So here is Hernandez, and Woodward's first pitch is cut on and missed, 0-1. So Carlo Reyes, who came on in relief of starter Ben Brown. His day is over 4 innings, no runs, 1 hit. This one lifted down first and foul. 0-2. 4 innings, no runs, 1 hit, no walks, struck out 5. So JP is a 23-year-old left-hander. Woodward, born in Red Bank, but he grew up in Baltimore. Went to college at Lafayette and then signed with the Phillies in 2021. Signed in 2020, debuted, of course, in 21. And that one blooped foul into the seats down the first base line. Still 0-2 on Daryl Hernandez. On the year, 3-3, 20 and a third innings, 29 hits. He's walked 10, he struck out 26. And a breaking ball down and outside. Tony, I thought, potentially a turning point outing for him last time. Earlier this week on Thursday in that 10-4 win, he came on in a 2-run game with a guy on base. The 6th inning, here's a grounder off third. Mignetti to his left, scoops it up, fires across, and just in time for the first out. And he struck out Colin Burns, and he struck out Colton Kauser, 2 lefties, in a big spot in the game. Now, the Blue Claws would go on to win the game by 6, but at the time, it was only a 2-run ball game. And Woodward, who's kind of had an up-and-down year, that was I know it was only 2 batters, but that was arguably his best outing of the season. Here's Rodriguez. And he takes ball 1. He has a walk, a single, and a flyout today. Isaac Bellany and Michael Manicon, the next 2. And a breaking ball from JP. Slider in the dirt. Check swing, it didn't go. 2-0. Woodward, 6'6", 225 pounds. He'll be 24 in November. Wearing the short sleeves on this somewhat chilly Saturday night. And the 2-0 is a check swing, and they said he swung without even appealing, and it's 2 balls, 1 strike. There are a lot more blankets and jackets and winter hats than you'd expect on June 18th. Breaking ball strike. The count 2-2. Especially one day after it was 91 degrees in first pitch, as it was last night. Bouncer over the mound. Long run. The second baseman, Valoria, tries to backhand it behind the bag and glances off his glove. He wasn't getting him anyway. That's an infield single for Rodriguez. They had the shortstop Martin over in the hole, so the only person who could get there was Valoria, and just glanced off his glove. But even if he fielded it, that was going to be a base hit. So a single for Rodriguez, and here's Isaac Bellany, the designated hitter, who has a 2-run single today, sandwiched in between 2 strikeouts. And the fastball there, a called strike, and the count 0-1. If you're just joining us, Aberdeen, 6 runs, 9 hits, no errors. And the Blue Claws, no runs, no hits, no errors. So you know what that means. Here's the 0-1, and that is down the middle for a strike, and the count 0-2. In the bottom of the 8th, it'll be Mignetti, Ellison, and Valoria, 7, 8, and 9. Here's a little squibber off the end of the bat, left side. Mignetti to his left. Fields goes the short way for the force. And they get Ramon Rodriguez there. 5-4 on the fielder's choice, 2 down. Bellany is now boarded first, and the batter will be Michael Manicon. Phillies low A affiliate Clearwater. A win today, 5-4 over Palm Beach. All 5 runs in the 4th inning for manager Marty Malloy's club. And that pitch is in there for a called strike. And the count 0-1. Kendall Simmons, his 7th, and Jamari Baylor, his 3rd. Hit home runs. Baylor's home run was a grand slam. 0-1 pitch is a soft bouncer, foul behind the plate, 0-2.
You hit a grand slam at Clearwater, you're bound to be here sooner or later. Just ask DJ Stewart. Hit one last year for the Threshers, and soon after was here in Lakewood.
0-2, bounce fell. Well,
Baylor's a young kid.
He's batting 120.
Yeah, he's not hitting all that well.
Got a little ways to go.
He won't be here tomorrow.
DJ's grand slam last May was a walk-off.
Bottom
slam.
of the 11th. They won 13-11.
Swing and a miss. Good slider. Strike 3. Blocked by Ellison. He tosses down to first, and that retires the side. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 8th inning, 6-0 Aberdeen on BlueClaws.com and MILB TV. Frelid Mignetti will lead off here for Jersey Shore. We head into the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Blue Claws down 6-0. And Daniel Lloyd has retired all 6 batters that he's faced. Here's Mignetti. Blue Claws still looking for their first hit of the game. And the pitch to Mignetti, a breaking ball for a strike, on the count 0-1. So the Blue Claws have been no hit once in their history. It was a 10-0 loss to Nashville on July 23rd. Here's a bouncer up the middle. Not an easy play. Backhanded deep second. Norby thrown to first and in time. Good, got him. 1 away. Norby was on the outfield grass as he fielded that chopper, maybe 10 feet to the right of the bag. And the Blue Claws are down to their final 5 outs. Here's Carl Ellison.
Yeah, Mignetti's got good speed, but it's not Johan Rojas speed.
Ellison, a right-handed hitting catcher. He does have a home run this year. That was against Brooklyn here on June 5th. And he chases a high fastball, 0-1. So July 23rd, 2008, Bruce Billings, the Asheville pitcher, went the whole way. Struck out 8 for a no-hitter. And again, as Tony said before, no-hitter in that park. Should almost get credit for like the no 1.5. Ellison fouls one off to the right out of play, and the count is 0-2.
What makes that park so unique? You've been there a lot, Greg.
Well, it's small. They built it into the side of a mountain. So it's 297 down the right field line with a 42-foot high wall and about 324 to right center. Breaking ball, bounce to second. This one an easy play for Norby. Letter high, throws to first, 2 away. And then the center field, it's 385 and there's a 16-foot high wall. So it's just small. And for left-handed hitters especially, you just play pepper into the right field fence out there. And the ball flies around. That lineup featured Matt Rosati, Michael Durant. Pitch outside in the count 1-0 on Uziel Valoria. Freddie Galvis, Joel Naughton, among others. Dominic Brown was on that team, but was not in the lineup that day. Breaking ball, strike, and the count on Valoria is 1-1. So Daniel Lloyd has retired all 8 that he's faced. No action in the Aberdeen pen. Jared Carr is on deck. 1-1 on Uziel Valoria. And he takes a little high, and it's 2 balls and 1 strike.
Yeah, that 2018 won 80 games and did not go to the postseason.
Breaking ball low. Yeah, and that was back in the 140-game season era in the Sally League, and 80 games would get you in, most of the time, because if you're good enough to win 80, you'd be good enough to win a half. Fastball high and away, ball 4. So Valoria's on. That is the 4th base runner for Jersey Shore. The first one, though, since Ethan Wilson was hit by a pitch in the 3rd inning. And it will bring up Jared Carr.
Jared Simon had 30 saves for that Blue Claws team. Durant led the way with home runs. He had 17.
Ground ball by Carr to second. A busy inning for Connor Norby. And he sidearms over to first, and Aberdeen will take a no-hitter into the 9th inning. No runs, no hits, a walk and a man left. We head to the top half of the 9th. It's Aberdeen 6 and Jersey Shore. Nothing on BlueClaws.com. J.P. Woodward will come out for his 2nd inning of work. We head into the top of the 9th inning. The Blue Claws trail at 6-0. They're getting out-hit 9-0. And Aberdeen will go to the pen for the bottom half of the 9th. Connor Norby, who had 3 assists on 3 groundouts to him in the bottom of the 8th, will lead off here for Aberdeen in the 9th. 1 for 4. And he had that triple to center that ignited the 5-run Aberdeen 3rd. Breaking ball, strike, and the count 0-1. So the last no-hitter, Tony, in this building was Spencer Howard.
Yeah.
Norby swings and misses, and the count 0-2. In September of 2018, that was in the SAL Northern Division Championship Series. 0-2 on Norby. Swing and a miss, he got him. J.P. Woodward with his 2nd strikeout. 1 down to the 9th for Colton Kauser. And Howard, of course, no-hit Kannapolis. The Blue Claws threw 2 no-hitters in 2017. Nick Fanny got 26 out of 27 outs in Columbia in early May, and then in July got all 27 outs in a 1-0 win over Charleston. Swing and a miss, and the count 0-1. The second one was here in front of his family, and the first one was down in Columbia. 0-1 on Kauser, breaking ball outside. But those 2, Howard in 18 and Fanny in his 2nd no-hitter of 2017. 1 ball, 1 strike on Kauser. Ground ball, right side, base hit between Stewart and Valoria. So a single for Kauser, his 3rd hit of the day. He's 19 for 50. That's 380 against Jersey Shore this season. And
Not
here's
bad.
Kobe Mayo.
Who's also done rather well against
Yeah,
Jersey
he's
Shore.
hitting over 300 as well, and has 6 of his home runs. Takes a breaking ball for a strike against the Blue Claws. He has 11 home runs on the year. 6 of them have come against the Blue Claws. This is the 14th meeting, and Aberdeen likely to improve to 12-2 in those games. 0-1 outside, and it's 1-1. So 1 ball, 1 strike on Kobe Mayo. Swing and a miss at a slider. Xavier Moore, who got a save the other night, is the pitcher warming up for the IronBirds. Moore, a 23-year-old. Obviously, this is not a save situation with a 6-run lead. 1-2 is low, a changeup, and the count is 2 balls and 2 strikes on Kobe Mayo. Mayo's from South Florida, Bargate, and he was taken by Baltimore in the 4th round of 2020. Third baseman with serious pop. 2-2. Dribble foul behind the plate, and the count still.
And Greg and Moore in that appearance
Yes.
versus Jersey Shore the other night. No hits, struck out 2.
It was a 3-2 win on Wednesday for Aberdeen. Here's a high fly ball to center, playable. Got it off the end of the bat. Rojas started back, now he comes in, picks up the tempo as he gets in, but he's there to make a running catch, and they're a 2-minute run. So in that appearance, he faced Stewart, Martin, and De La Cruz. Strikeout, ground out, and strikeout. Today, he will face Wilson, Rojas, Stewart, and then De La Cruz. Although if De La Cruz bats, the no-hitter might be over. Of course, he could just, if there's a walk or a hit batsman or something. Here's T.T. Bowens. And he takes Ebenezer, called strike on the count, 0-1. So Wilson will go first. He's 0 for 2, hit by a pitch. Rojas 0 for 3, and Stewart 0 for 3. Stewart and Rojas. Here's a grounder the other way by Bowens into right field for a base hit. And stopping at second base is Kauser. So 2 down and runners at first and second for Aberdeen, and it'll bring up Billy Cook. I would say, Tony, those are the 3 hottest hitters of late for Jersey Shore. Really, specifically in June, Stewart and Rojas for sure, and then Wilson Moore over an extended period of time. And that one high and outside, and the count is 1 ball and no strikes on Billy Cook. One and 0. And that is in there for a strike. And the count 1-1 on Cook, and went to Pepperdine. In Malibu.
Moore is a right-hander. He will face one lefty bat, Wilson, and Rojas and DJ are right-hand hitters.
Breaking ball on the outside corner. The other no-hitter that you and I were here for was that one in 2013 with Jeb Steffen.
Oh, yeah.
Fouled away to the right field line, 1-1.
Because,
Jeb Steffen, Ramon Oviedo, and Chris Burgess. 6 innings, 2 innings, 1 inning. And then the funniest part of that, you remember who was here that night? Mr. Belding, from Saved by the Bell. Here's the 2-2. Bouncer back toward the bag at second. Booted by Valoria, and everybody is saved. So that'll be an E4 on Uziel Valoria. Just hit off his glove. He was trying to field it and step on second, but he never fielded it cleanly. So the bases are now loaded, and Darryl Hernandez, the shortstop, coming to the plate. Aberdeen 1 in the first and 5 in the third. Swing and a miss. But this is their best chance, I suppose, since then. Loaded the bases with 2 outs. Hernandez, first action of the series, he's 10 out of 41 with Aberdeen this year. And he takes high and outside from Woodward, and that evens the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Blue Claws without a hit. Peter Van Loon went 5. Daniel Lloyd went 3. And Xavier Moore will try to close it out in the 9th. Lifted down the right field line by Hernandez, and that's out of play. He was drafted in the 5th round by Baltimore in 2019 out of high school in El Paso. played for Delmarva last year and the beginning of this year, where he hit .283 with 6 homers and then earned a promotion to Aberdeen on May 24th. Woodward peeks in for the sign, bases loaded, 2 down. Top of the ninth, that one outside, backhanded by Carl Ellison. And the count 2-2. One more in this series, that's tomorrow, 1:05. But a lot to be decided here tonight. And Aberdeen complete the no-hitter. The 2-2 is tip foul.
That 2008 team, and I don't know if this player was on that.
That was the only the
team that
2008 was the only other time the Blue Claws got no hit. Yeah.
Best player on the team played the first half and then was promoted. Michael Taylor, first half at .361 in 67 games, 10 homers and 50 runs batted in.
2-2, swing and a miss, strike 3, and then he was in the Roy Halladay deal. Blocked by Ellison, he steps on home plate for the force, and that retires the side. So here we go, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error, 3 left. Blue Claws looking for their first hit, down 6-0. We go to the bottom of the ninth in Shoretown. BlueClaws.com and MILB TV. Well, the Blue Claws come to bat here in the bottom half of the ninth inning, looking for their first hit. They trail 6-0, and they'll face right-handers Xavier Moore. It'll be 2, 3, and 4. Ethan Wilson, Johan Rojas, and DJ Stewart. Xavier Moore 1-4 in 14 games, but a 2.3 ERA, 15 2/3 innings, 13 hits, just 4 earned runs. He's walked 10 and he struck out 25 on the season. Daniel Lloyd, 3 innings, no runs, obviously no hits, 1 walk, and he struck out 2. So here's Wilson to face Moore, 6-0 Aberdeen. And the first pitch is inside a breaking ball, 1-0. Aberdeen threw 1 no-hitter in their history before tonight. It was August 12, 2019 against the Vermont Lake Monsters in New York Penn League action. 1-0, swing and a miss, a changeup, and the count 1-1. Jake Lyons, James Ryan, and Kyle Martin combined on that one for the IronBirds. 1-1 on Wilson, swing and a miss, breaking ball, and the count 1-2. This time, Peter Van Looney went 5 innings. 2 walks, struck out 6. Daniel Lloyd, 3 innings, 1 walk, struck out 2. Wilson, left-handed hitting right fielder with power. Swings and misses at a fastball, strike 3. And there's 1 away. So here's Johan Rojas, the center fielder. The Blue Claws are down to their final 2 outs. Rojas came into the day hitting .351 this month. But like everybody else in the lineup, hitless tonight. He's 0 for 3. Speedy center fielder takes a curveball for a strike. And the count 0-1.
Now I'd bunt. Mayo drops all the way back behind third.
That's
I would
borderline.
Do it. I would do it. I would absolutely do it.
On the unwritten rule book, breaking ball low.
I would absolutely do it.
12-6 curveball from Moore.
And he could walk to first base if he bunted down the third base line.
It's more playable in a 2-run game, 1-run game. That one low. And the count is 2-1. Not sure, though, in a 6-run game.
I don't want to be no hit. That's my own personal feeling.
Moore got a save, his 5th, on Wednesday, second appearance of this series, and he almost hits Rojas. He did. It grazed off him, and he'll take first. So that puts Blue Claw's best base runner on, but he's not going to go anywhere with his team down 6-0.
No.
It will also mean that Carlos De La Cruz will get a chance.
Maybe.
Unless Stewart hits into a double play here. So DJ will bat now, then De La Cruz. Stewart has struck out, flown to left, and flown to right. DJ, right-handed batter from St. Louis. They're not holding on Rojas. And DJ takes that one for a strike. And the count is 0-1. So if Johan wants to go, giving him the base, it would be indifference. 0-1. Breaking ball high. And the count is 1-1 on DJ Stewart. We're just tuning in. The Blue Claws have been no-hit once in their history. That was July 23rd, 2008 in Asheville. 1-1. Breaking ball called strike. So defensively for Aberdeen, Mayo at third, Hernandez at short, Norby at second, Bowens at first. They'll try to turn 2, which would end the game. Rojas a huge lead, and the pitch is outside a breaking ball. And DJ lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That game in North Carolina, McCormick Field, 14 years ago. Blue Claws lost 10-0, and Bruce Billings threw the no-hitter. Went all 9. Swinging a little dribbler to second. Rojas goes to second. Norby Field sidearms to first. In time, 2 down. And that will bring up Carlos De La Cruz, the last hope for Jersey Shore. So Xavier Moore and the IronBirds are 1 out away from a combined no-hitter here in Shoretown tonight. You know, Tony, you know who's here tonight? Philly fanatic. We might not let him back. De La Cruz stands at 6'8", a right-handed hitter. First pitch by Moore, lifted foul off first, onto the roof, out of play. And the count 0-1. Carlos has struck out, lined to third, and then struck out. The liner he hit to third in the 4th inning, a diving catch by Mayo. That was the hardest hit ball by a mile tonight for the Blue Claws. Swinging a check swing, chopper to short. Hernandez fields, he gloves it, turns, throws to first in time. And the Aberdeen IronBirds have no hit the Blue Claws tonight. 5 innings from Peter Van Loon, 3 innings from Daniel Lloyd, and 1 inning from Xavier Moore. Your final score, Aberdeen 6, Jersey Shore 0. The last out, a check swing grounder from De La Cruz, and Hernandez made a nice play on it. Got him by a step and a half. And the Blue Claws get no hit for the 2nd time in franchise history. It's the 2nd no-hitter in IronBirds franchise history. So 6 runs, 11 hits, no errors for Aberdeen. No runs, no hits, 1 error for Jersey Shore. Peter Van Loon gets the win. He is 7-0 on the year. Ben Brown takes the loss and falls to 2-4. Blue Claws are 24-38. Aberdeen is 42-20. The time of tonight's game, 2 hours and 19 minutes. And I did not catch the attendance. It was in the 5,000s or so. So Aberdeen, a combined no-hitter. It's been an exciting week for them up here in New Jersey. On Wednesday, they clinched the playoff spot and celebrated that. And tonight, 3 IronBirds combined to no-hit Jersey Shore here at Shoretown Ballpark. So congratulations, Peter Van Loon, 5 innings, Daniel Lloyd 3, and a scoreless and hitless 9th for Xavier Moore. No-hitter for Aberdeen, and they win it by a score of 6-0. Post-game with Tony is next. This is Blue Claws Baseball on BlueClaws.com and MILB TV.